I think especially watching what's been going on in the world, I don't think we can afford to not educate our kids on what it means to be different and what it means to truly be accepting and live your life with an open mind and an open heart. So while I was editing this video, I realized I never said hello. So hello friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and I am a kindergarten student teacher. Today I'm just going to be talking about some of the books that I've recently purchased that I think are really awesome to have in the classroom. And I just wanted to point out too that of course, there are so many books out there that are great to read to your kids with awesome messages and that are uplifting. I did not touch on every area of social development, of inclusivity. I don't want anyone to think that these are the only areas that are important to teach our kids. There's so many things about the world and about each other that we should be teaching our kids. These are just some of the books that I recently got that I wanted to share. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get on with it. Okay, so today's video is going to be a little different. I recently just got 5 books from my school's book fair, and I wanted to share them with you. All of these books really focus on diversity and inclusivity and just what does it mean to be accepting and to be kind. So I'm going to take you through each book. I'll kind of give you a little summary. I'll give you a little sneak peek to the inside up here, and hopefully you see something that you can use in your own classroom. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about is actually one that I talked about in my last video, and it is called The Caring Me That I Want to Be. This book, The Caring Me I Want to Be, is written by Mary DePalermo, and it just goes over a lot of simple ways that kids can show kindness and what that kindness can do to those around them, how it can affect their moods as well, and how kindness is a choice. It doesn't always come easy, but we can always choose to be kind and spread that kindness to those around us. So again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I did talk about it a bit more in my last video, but I did want to touch on it again in this video because I do really, really love this book. So the next book I got is called A Little Bit Different. And this book is pretty simple. As you can see by the pictures, there's not a whole lot going on, but the message of, we have differences and they're beautiful and it's what makes the world beautiful, is really what this book is about. So the way it goes is there's these little creatures, they're on the back too, and they're called ploofers. So the ploofers, they all make like this gray smoke here, but then one ploofer makes a rainbow smoke. And all the other ploofers are kind of like, well, what's wrong with you? Like, that's different, let's go. So they all leave him, and this picture right here kind of hit home for me because the ploofer, he doesn't understand, well, so what if it's different? Why don't they like it? He just doesn't get it. And so then another ploofer comes along and tells, this ploofer that his rainbow is beautiful and asks if he can do it again. And then eventually all the other ploofers come back and agree it's beautiful, we can all do it. And they all learn to love this difference that this rainbow ploofer had. But I just think the pictures in this book, they're not super overwhelming. They're, everything is really very simple, and it almost reminded me of kind of a cartoon that a kid might like. But I think you're able to focus on just how strong the message of the book is because the illustrations are more laid back. And I just think this book is great too, because I think a lot of times, even if, it seems like the whole world is against us, it really does just take one person to choose to be kind to us and to choose to stand up for what they believe in and do the right thing and be someone's friend, and it can make the world of difference to that person. So I think just that message and the importance of how you do treat other people is such an important one to teach our young kids, and I mean anyone really. I think this book truly would be enjoyable for anyone, but again, thinking with the mind of a teacher, this book is definitely one that I would read to my students every year. So the next book I got is called I Believe I Can, and this one is written by Grace Byers. And the pictures too, I do want to mention, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the illustrations are by Katura Bobo. And again, I'll have some pictures up here, but the illustrations are beautiful, I think. Really stunning. You can tell they're hand drawn, and I just think they're beautiful. But so this book really just focuses on how all people, all kiddos, all children, no matter where you're from, can do anything you set your mind to, and you deserve to dream and you deserve to shoot for the stars. So some of my favorite pictures from the book, I'll just put them up here. I really love how widespread the diversity level is in this book. There's a bunch of different culture and races and ethnicities that are shown, but also, you know, a child with a service dog, or if you wear glasses, or different heights or different genders, and everyone's together. And I was truly amazed at how vast the diversity was in this book. And I think that that's really important too for kids to see. I think it's important for kids to normalize all of these different diversities and just be used to seeing them. You know, at the school that I student teach, I think it's really awesome that our student population is really pretty diverse. And I think that that's just important. I think that when kids see that people are different and they accept it, and just that's how it is, they just accept it from that young age, I think that they're going to keep that with them. It would be my hope for my students that because so many different ways of living and ideas have been normalized from such a young age, I would hope that they grow up to be more accepting then of those different ideas. And, you know, maybe we do things differently, maybe we eat different foods, maybe we celebrate different cultures, maybe you know, we listen to different music, or we like to do different things on the weekends. Maybe our idea of family and celebration is different. And that's okay. We shouldn't think, well, just because you're different doesn't mean you can't. I feel like you should think, because we're different and because we all have our own unique characteristics, because of that, we can reach our goals, and we can dream, and we can get to where we want to go. So again, just any exposure to any type of uniqueness or diversity for kids, I think is important, and it's something that I hold as a very high priority and will continue to do so once I'm in my own classroom. So would highly, highly recommend the I Believe I Can book. And one more thing, again, it'll be right up here, that I did love about this book. My favorite line is, "I'm worthy because I'm me, and there is value to my name." I think that is beautiful and so true. And too, with all of the self-esteem issues that happen so young, I think any chance you have to drill in that message that you are worthy, you are special, you are loved, you are unique, you are valuable, is just, you know, drive it home as much as you can. Nothing will ever go wrong from building a child's self-esteem and self-acceptance. Another line that I really liked from this book is, "Sometimes I am right and sometimes I am wrong, but even when I make mistakes, I learn from them to make me strong." And I thought that was another really cool aspect to include in this book, because that's something that, again, we as teachers, we try and tell our students, like, I think I just told my kids this a few days ago, I want you to raise your hand, even if you don't know the answer, even if you're not sure, even if it's a question and I'm asking for an answer, I want you to raise your hand, and I want you to participate, to share what you're thinking, because that's the only way that you're going to learn and that I'm going to be able to help you. You know, mistakes are good. Mistakes mean that you're learning. So just, again, trying to drive home that point that it's, you know, don't be afraid of failure. It makes you stronger. So yeah, this book just has a lot of really, really, really good themes and good messages. And I think if you were to get any book from today, I think it would be this one. This one is really amazing. Okay, so the next book I got is called Not Quite Snow White. And this one is written by Ashley Franklin. And this book is basically about this young girl, and she loves to sing and dance and act, and she's just a really happy girl. And she found out that her school was doing the play Snow White, and she wants to audition for Snow White. So she's so excited, because she loves to sing and dance and be a princess. And so she's so excited to go audition for this part. And then after the audition, there's these other kids that are saying, well, she's too chubby to play Snow White. She's too brown, she's too tall. And that really resonates with her, and she holds on to that. And so later, she goes home, and understandably she's upset, and she's telling her mom, I'm not enough to be Snow White, I'm not the right thing. And her mom turns it around and says, you've got it all wrong, you are brown enough, you are tall enough to be Snow White. And so just that turning around again, our differences, because of your differences, you can be this, right? You're like, our differences don't hold us back, they make us better. And so then by the end, she does go ahead and audition for Snow White. She gets the part, and you can see all her castmates are beside her, and she's happy, she's proud of herself. And so again, I think that a lot of self-esteem issues really are happening younger and younger. And I think instead of avoiding talking about, body image and skin color and things like that, I think we should be talking about it. I think we should be normalizing all of, again, these differences. And, just like the mom in this book said, because of those differences, like, you are enough. You do have the right stuff to play that part, or to get that grade, or to, get that spot on the soccer team. So just, that flipping around this idea at an early age, I think will take our kids so much further. And I think they'll be so much better off for it, both for themselves and for the people around them. And two, I don't think that this book is just for females. I know the title is not quite Snow White, and you might think little girl, but really I think, young boys need to learn to be accepting of their own bodies and the bodies of their female classmates, just as young females need to learn to be accepting of their own bodies and the bodies of the male classmates around them. I think, it's a team effort. We can't just educate one gender or one, side and expect that now, everyone will just act the same. Right? So again, this is a book I would read in my classroom. All of these books that I'm showing you are ones that I would read in my classroom. So the last book I got is called I Will Dance. And I, again, think these illustrations are beautiful. Again, there's some pictures up here. I love the cover. I think it's beautiful, like the watercolor with just like the gold lettering. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. But this book is based off of a real person. Her name is Ava, and she was born with cerebral palsy, but she had this dream of being a dancer. And, she would always imagine herself up on stage, and she would just dream, and she would wish for it on her birthday, right? But she never really thought that she could be a dancer. But then her mom finds this ad in the paper, and it says, audition for young dance, all ability, all ages, all are welcome. And so her mom's, hey, well, let's go to this dance audition. And of course, the main character, Ava, she's nervous. She's like, what if they're not welcoming? What if they point? What if they stare? I'm in a wheelchair. How can I possibly dance? But then she gets in and she sees this. And I thought this too was such a cool representation of all the different people that are on this earth, and how, whether things happened at birth, you got in an accident, you're still a person. You can still get out there and dance, right? So I thought this was a really cool representation, and again, getting kids used to seeing people in different lights. I mean, not everyone is built the same, not everyone has the same body parts, and that's, again, just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But so once she gets in this dance class, she immediately, everyone is welcoming her, and she discovers that we all have our own ways of dancing. Dancing can look different for everyone. And so, they go through practice and everything, and finally they get to their ending performance. And at the very last page, instead of just, I will dance, I want to dance, we have I dance. So I thought that was such a cool way to end that book. She had all these dreams, and she felt like there were so many roadblocks, but she did it and she got to live her dream, and she is a dancer. I dance. And then I wanted to read too, at the end there's an author's note, and she writes, how Ava learned she is beautiful, she does have passion, she can be a dancer. And at the end of this book, the author wrote, "All of this is what Ava, the real girl who inspired this book, has taught me. Ava was born prematurely, hardly able to move or breathe, and was not expected to live. But like every child, Ava was born with dreams. Let me try. With longings, let me belong. And with the desire to be and to become herself. Ava, a dancer." So I just think that that's so beautiful and so true. We can learn so much from each other if we just open our hearts and open our minds to truly learn about what makes each of us unique. I think we can grow so much and just become so much more grateful for the life we have and for the people in our life. And really, we can put some of our own struggles into perspective, and we just, we can have empathy for those around us that maybe are struggling, or we can be inspired by each other's strength and what we've overcome. So I Will Dance, definitely another phenomenal book to, again, really gain an appreciation for all the differences and all the people around us, and to celebrate them as well. Alright, so those are 5 books. If you are looking to buy some new books, you're not quite sure what type of books to include for your classroom, those are 5 that I would most definitely recommend. And I am someone that normally is a big advocate for, going to Goodwill, or maybe looking through your childhood books. Maybe if you know a teacher that's retiring or something like that, getting a lot of books hand-me-down. Books like that, I think, are going to be a lot harder to find kind of through the grapevine, and I'm definitely more than willing to spend money on a book like that, because I do think it's so important to educate our kids and expose them to differences and diversity, and to teach them to have an appreciation and to celebrate them. I think especially watching what's been going on in the world, I don't think we can afford to not educate our kids on what it means to be different and what it means to truly be accepting and live your life with an open mind and an open heart. I know one of my major goals and priorities when I work with kids and as I go forward into my own classroom will be to make sure everyone feels loved and accepted and validated. And I think something as simple as reading books like these on a regular basis will really help to build that sense of awareness and acceptance. So I hope that you saw at least one book that you liked today. I will have all of them linked down below just to Amazon, so if you want to go ahead and buy some of them, you can. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like this video, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.